Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Machine Gun Kelly has been in the news a lot lately, but the most recent reason is really disturbing. In this video, we are taking a look at what Machine Gun Kelly said about Kendall Jenner when she was 17. Number 5. Having a crush. There comes a day in every celebrity's life when their past gets resurfaced, and that is never good news for the concerned party. Well, Machine Gun Kelly is going through something similar. A recent interview of his from 2013 has resurfaced, and it brought to light some really disturbing thoughts he had about Kendall Jenner. In the interview, he was asked who his first celebrity crush was. He replied to this by saying that he didn't care who his first crush was because he had a really huge crush on Kendall Jenner then. This might seem like a normal thing for people to have, until you're reminded of the fact that Kendall was just 17 when he said those things. But that isn't even the most disturbing part of the interview. Number 4. Wanting to get intimate. After he had revealed his crush, he didn't stop there. The interviewer asked him a follow-up to the disturbing answer that he had just received by verifying what he had truly meant. He offered him the chance to clear the air and say that he meant to wait until she got 18, which is the legal age in the US. Any sane person would immediately say that that is what they meant to say, but that wasn't MGK's response. He instead said that he couldn't wait to be intimate with her even though she was underage. That's a really alarming thing for someone to admit, but when someone believes something, they'll go to any length to prove that they're correct. Number 3. Justification for answer. After all this had been said about him having a crush on Kendall and MGK had expressed his true intentions, he must have noticed the expression on the interviewer's face, or he might have wanted to explain why he said those things. He said that even though he knew she was underage, the fact that he was just 23 at the time meant that it was okay for him to form a relationship with her. He said that it wasn't creepy of him to think like that, since he was not an old guy. He said those words with extreme confidence, and one cannot even ignore them as the ramblings of a teenager or a young boy, since Machine Gun Kelly was an adult at the time. There should have been no justification for his answers, but he tried his best to explain them anyway. Number 2. If others are doing it. When someone is thinking of doing something that might be considered morally unethical, they always try to find examples of others that have done the same thing, and use that as justification for their actions. Well, MGK did the exact same thing in an interview that has just resurfaced. After he had explained his own thinking, he gave the interviewer examples of other singers that had done the same thing he was thinking about. He said that Axl Rose, who in his mind was one of the greatest singers ever, dated a girl who was just 16 years old. He mentioned the fact that Axl had written a song about that young girl. He was desperately looking to past singers that had done the same actions he was thinking of doing in order to look normal. He then changed his entire tune and said that even if he was 50 years old, he wouldn't mind getting intimate with her. That is truly one of the most disgusting things anyone has ever said, and there is no getting around that fact. He even said during his rant about Kendall that he just didn't care what anyone thought about his intentions, which seems like a dangerous way of thinking. Number 1. Other confessions. The interview that has resurfaced has revealed a lot of things about him, but not all of them are about Kendall. In the same interview, he confessed to going on a class trip to Washington and stealing some items from the gift shop at the White House. He said this without any hesitation of repercussions, and that is what made the confession truly scary. Aside from this, he also said that he had once broken into his own middle school and had smashed a lot of glass windows. Why he did this is unclear, but by then, nothing he had said had been making any sense, so this was just a continuation of his unadulterated thoughts. These are some of the things MGK said about 17-year-old Kendall. This might be an old interview, but it doesn't minimize any of the things he said or intended. That brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. If you appreciated the content, then leave a like. So until next time, take care and goodbye.